Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today's video is going to be the fourth collection update of the channel. Now you've not seen me in about 8 months and there's quite a number of reasons for that. I've been very busy. I didn't post a December 2025 collection update because I had literally had no new models, so there's no point. And also I lost interest in YouTube for a while, but I thought I'd try and come back to it and see if anyone's still around. I have counted around 70 planes. I don't have my 1 to 200 scale one here, and there's a few of them that are not in this update. However, there are around 70 models, which is insane to think about. I do have quite a few on order, and you probably have seen some new ones, but let's just get into it. Starting off, we have the Aer Lingus Regional ATR 72 made by Gemini Jets. There's a new one. We have the Loganair ATR 72 by Gemini Jets. British Airways E170 by Gemini Jets. Air France Hop E190 by Gemini Jets. KLM City Hopper E190 in the old livery by Gemini Jets. Here's another new one. We have the House Colours Airbus A318 by NG Models. BBJ Boeing 737-700 by Gemini Jets. British Airways Airbus A319 by ARD Models. KLM City Hopper E195E2 by Gemini Jets. British Airways Airbus A320 by ARD Models. British Airways Airbus A320 in the One World livery by Phoenix. EasyJet Airbus A320 by JC Wings. Aegean Airbus A320neo by NG Models. British Airways Airbus A320neo by Phoenix. British Airways Airbus A320neo in the BA Better World livery by NG Models. Lufthansa A320neo by NG Models. Here's another new one, which is probably my favourite model in the collection now. We have the Lufthansa Airbus A320neo in the 100 years anniversary livery. Next up, we have the Air France Airbus A220-300 by Gemini Jets. I do want to replace this because mine is kind of damaged. Jet2 737-800 by Gemini Jets. Here's another new one, KLM 737-800 in the current livery by Phoenix Models. Ryanair Boeing 737-800 by NG Models with split scimitars. Transavia Boeing 737-800 by NG Models. Ryanair 737 MAX 8-200 by Phoenix. And then we have another Ryanair 737 MAX 8-200. This is the Aircraft Monster exclusive. British Airways Airbus A321 by Gemini Jets. This is a pretty old release, I think from 2005. British Airways Airbus A321neo by Gemini Jets. Jet2 Holidays, this is the regular Jet2 livery. Jet2 A321neo by Gemini Jets. JetBlue Airbus A321neo by NG Models. And finishing the first row, we have the KLM Airbus A321neo by Gemini Jets. I am going to sell this and get the NG one because the engines on this kind of suck. Starting off the second row, we have the American Airlines 757-200 in the chrome livery by Gemini Jets. It's actually one of my oldest models in my collection. American Airlines 757-200 in the Astrojet livery by Gemini Jets. British Airways Boeing 757-200 in the Pause to Remember livery by NG Models. Honeywell Boeing 757-200 by NG Models. National Airlines Boeing 757-200 by Gemini Jets. United Airlines Boeing 757-200 in the Continental colours by Gemini Jets. United Airlines Boeing 757-200 in the Evo Blue revised livery by NG Models. And then we have the United Boeing 757-200 in the California Her Eye Here livery, which are now no longer in these liveries. They're gone now, which sucks. Then moving on, we have the first model I got for my new collection. We have the British Airways Concorde G-BOAC. We then have the Delta Boeing 767-300ER by Gemini Jets. The United Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in the Star Alliance livery by Gemini Jets. That's another new one. Jetstar Airbus A330-200 by Gemini Jets. Qatar Airways Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner by NG Models. Virgin Atlantic Airbus A340-300 by Phoenix Models. United Airlines Boeing 767-400ER by Gemini Jets. We then have the KLM 777-200ER in the old livery by Gemini Jets. British Airways 777-200ER by Gemini Jets. British Airways 777-200ER by NG Models, with this one has GE90 engines. And finishing off the second row, we have the British Airways Boeing 777-200ER in the One World livery by Phoenix Models. Starting off the second to last row, we have the Qantas Boeing 787-9 in the 100 Years livery by Gemini Jets. WestJet Boeing 787-9 by Phoenix. Edelweiss Airbus A350-900 by Gemini Jets. Emirates Airbus A350-900 by Gemini Jets. Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000 by Phoenix Models. Emirates Boeing 777-300 non-ER by Gemini Jets. Yemenia Boeing 747-SP by Gemini Jets. Air New Zealand Boeing 747-400 by Gemini Jets. Next up, we have the British Airways Boeing 747-400 by Gemini Jets. Here we have another new one which I got today. This is the Lufthansa Boeing 747-8 by NG Models, an absolutely incredible model. Another new one which I got for Christmas is the British Airways Airbus A380 by Phoenix Models. The registration of this is GXLEE. The first model I ever got back in December 2019 is this Emirates Airbus A380 in the Green Expo 2020 livery. If you're wondering where my other Emirates A380 is, it is right behind me, but there is literally not enough room to put another A380 next to all these, which is a shame, but yeah, I do have that still, don't worry. Then we have the Qantas Airbus A380 by Gemini Jets with the older titles. And finishing off this row, we have the Singapore Airlines Airbus A380 by Phoenix. Then moving on to the last three, we have the military and outer scale stuff. We have the Royal Air Force P-8 Poseidon by Gemini Jets. The Luftwaffe Airbus A400M in the Air Defender 2023 tail by Gemini Jets. And then we have this Herpa Virgin Atlantic 747-400 and 1:500 scale, which my girlfriend got for me, which I really appreciate. Anyway, that is it for today's collection video. Thank you all so much for watching. I am sorry I've not uploaded in nearly a year. I have just been so busy. I've had a lot of things going on. I've not bought any new models, and also I can't do any airport updates because the mat is ruined. And also I haven't been getting any new models, but I have started buying more again. I am getting Lufthansa models. I've pre-ordered 2 Icelandair 757s. I've pre-ordered more Lufthansas, Eurowings, Transavia. I've also pre-ordered the Lufthansa A340-600 by Gemini Jets, and I'm also going to pre-order a bunch more later, once I get paid, that is. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have 70 models, which is crazy. I know some of them are not on the table, but I just cannot fit them all, which is a shame. But I just have so many planes now, and it's amazing. I am very happy with this collection. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.